Most content creators think if I could get more subscribers, I'd have more sales. If I had 5,000 subscribers instead of 500, everything would change. But what if your next sale is already on your list? What if your problem isn't a size of a list? What if your problem is communication? The issue isn't list size, it's communication. I'm Carrie Beck with Family eBiz, where we help families start and scale online businesses so they can find freedom in their life to do what they're called to do. Today, we're talking about your email list size and that it really isn't the problem. Communication is the problem. You are probably in this situation. See if that's true. You're creating content consistently. You're posting on social media, you are publishing blogs, you are recording podcasts, and you're building lead magnets. But sales are inconsistent, engagement is low, and emails feel frustrating. So think about these questions. And if you have an answer, put something in the chat or in a comment, if you're on YouTube especially. How many people joined your list in the last year? Do you even know? I actually had to go back and look that up. How many have heard from you recently within the last week or two? How many know what you actually sell? Do you even let them know what you sell? You see, most creators spend more time finding new subscribers than serving their existing ones. And I've been taught since the beginning of any marketing training I've ever had, it is easier to sell to a current subscriber who knows and likes and trusts you than to go off and find new ones, cold ones, and you have to build that relationship. Because it truly is building a relationship that is going to drive sales. There's a company called Morning Brew. They built relationships first. They started as a simple email newsletter created by college students. Yep. Instead of obsessing over massive traffic numbers, they focused on delivering a valuable email that readers wanted to open every day. Do your followers want to open your email when it shows up? I just got off the coaching call. It was sort of encouraging. She's like, oh, I'm missing some of the emails, but when I see yours, I make sure I read it because I want to make sure that I am getting all the information that I need from you. Isn't that the kind of subscriber you want and a buyer that keeps buying things? You see, Morning Brew didn't win because they had the biggest list first. They won because people expected and valued the email communication. They expected communication regularly and they knew that there would be value in it. Do you have someone that you follow that you pretty much open their emails whenever? That might be what you need to start doing in your business because relationships create engagement. Engagement creates opportunities for sales. Let me say that again. Relationships create engagement. Engagement creates opportunities for sales. You see, ignore your existing if you ignore your existing subscribers, then there is a hidden cost to that. Someone joins your list, they get the freebie, and then silence. What happens? They forget you. They forget your expertise and they forget your solution. People don't buy from businesses they don't remember. Like you probably got on a list 5 years ago and you don't remember who they are and you don't even go back. Maybe because they did not consistently build a relationship with you. You see, what I want you to do, this is something I want you to do this week. I want you to open your email platform, whatever platform you're using. And I want you to look at the last time you emailed consistently, at least weekly, maybe even bi-weekly. People need to remember who you are. I don't want you to fix anything today. I just want you to be aware. When was it and how often were you emailing? What kind of response? You could look at the response. Are they opening? Are they clicking? Look to see when the last time was that you were emailing consistently. Now I want to talk about why entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, online businesses stall. You see, here's something that I've noticed working with entrepreneurs for years. They don't have a list problem. They know email works. You know email works. You know relationships matter and consistency matters, but nothing changes. Why? You're an information overload. There are way too many opinions coming at you in your inbox, in YouTube, podcasts, wherever you're listening. Too many experts, too many YouTube videos and the podcasts as well. And you are constantly learning. That can be a really good deal, but you rarely implement. How often do you listen and then implement quickly? Like, I hope you do that little quick win. Look and see and do some analysis of the last time you were emailing consistently. You see, what I think happens is we are constantly learning and we become in analysis paralysis. We've got all these things and we're trying to analyze all of them and we become paralyzed and we don't move forward. See, most solopreneurs don't stall because they don't know enough. It's because nobody is helping them stay focused on the next right step. What is the right next step for you? MailChimp and Ben Chestnut, who began it, it grew for years before becoming a dominant email marketing platform. Their alternative to it, what they did was they created something that was an alternative to the oversized, expensive email software out there in the 2000s. Ben Chestnut repeatedly focused on helping small businesses communicate with customers. Rather than chasing every trend in the market, he focused on one thing, helping his customers communicate. He was serving them. And in 2021, actually, he grew, this was from the 2000s to 2021. He sold MailChimp and it was acquired by Intuit. Intuit owns QuickBooks, if that gives you any indication where they are. You see, his success wasn't about more information and trying to consume it and more marketing strategies. It was about consistent communication. That is what he did with his clientele inside of MailChimp. You see, because most sales come from relationship, not list size. Answer this question. Would you rather have 10,000 people who don't really know you or 500 people who trust you? The answer is obvious. I know it is for me. I will tell you that homeschool moms buy from people they trust. Travelers buy from people they trust. Gardeners buy from people they trust. Quilters buy from people they trust. Trust is built through communication, not list size. In fact, I remember Amy Porterfield telling a story about a guy. He had 250 people on his list, and I don't remember how big his launch was, but it was over $10,000 or $20,000 with 250 people. That's not a very big list. Yes, you want to grow your list, but you want to grow it with the right people, not just bundles or events. Because my question to you is, do they convert into buyers? You need to build your relationships with people that will eventually buy from you as well. The issue is not list size, it's communication. Ann Hanley has become known for writing emails that feel personal and conversational. She is a huge speaker. She built trust by consistently showing up and communicating like a real person rather than a corporation. She is writing to one person. Here's what they say that she does. She teaches how to cultivate fans, arouse passion for your products and services, and then ignite your business. That is what she's known for. People stay connected to people, not corporations, not automated corporate messaging either. Sometimes you can't see your own blind spots. That's why I like to provide this podcast, is to help you analyze and see what's going on in your business. Sometimes what feels like a traffic problem is actually a communication problem. That's why coaching, accountability, community matters so much, because I can't always see my blind spots. That's why I pay to have a coach and a mentor as well. And I would say sometimes a 5-minute conversation can reveal an issue much faster than 5 hours of research, 5 hours of going through some course, and you're trying to piece this course and that podcaster all together. A 5 minute conversation can reveal just as much of that when it is someone you trust and it's sort of like a face to face. And I will tell you, for those of you that don't know, and we'll be launching this, I have two groups that help with accountability, help with coaching, help with strategy and business growth. Family Biz Mastermind is for strategy and business growth. For Homeschool Blogger University is more with homeschool bloggers, homeschool content creators, and putting that into practice. So you'll be hearing a little bit more about that. I'll put links to where it is right now in the chat, but in the show notes. So y'all may go ahead and look at that. But I just want you to know the issue is not your list size. It is communication. And next week, we're going to take it a step further. And we're going to talk about one of the biggest mistakes that content creators make with their email marketing. You're going to love it. And you're going to see some changes that you might need to make. Me too at times. Hey, I am Carrie Beck with Family eBiz. We'll talk to you next time.